Live from Lampson Stadium in Kennewick, it's the WIAA 4A semifinals. Two teams and one ticket to Tacoma this afternoon. Mid-Columbia's Richland Bombers taking on a Skyview Storm out of the Greater St. Helens League. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. My name is Brian Levitan, joined by Rob Jesselson. Now, Richland comes in, Rob, with a 12-0 record. They're perfect on the season. Skyview 9-3, but the Storm have played a brutal schedule.
Yeah, they really have. They're actually the only team in the Final Four in the 4A ranks that has a loss on the season so far. But as far as these two teams go, it's the second time in the last 4 seasons that they've met each other in the playoffs. So how did they get here? Well, last week it was Skyview who got past Lake Stevens 35-14. Their defense had 5 interceptions. Now, as far as Richland goes, of course, they got past Bothell. The defense also had a great day, had 4 takeaways, so it should be a good one tonight here in the semis.
Now, the Richland Bombers do so many things well, both offensively and defensively, and it really starts up front with them.
Yeah, and especially the heart and soul of this team, Brigham Whitby. What a week he had. Earlier this week, the MCC named him the Defensive Player of the Year, also named him the Offensive Lineman of the Year for the MCC as well. He is a guy that can just do it all on both sides of the football.
Well, thanks, Rob. One more win, and the team that does win gets to go on to Tacoma and play for a 4A state championship. It's Richland and Skyview here at the Lamp, coming up right after this on SWX. Well, the Richland Bombers back in the 4A semifinals for the second straight year and got a nice send-off here on their way to the stadium. Team boarded a bus and had fans waiting outside the school, offering a little encouragement. Cool, calm, and collected. Looking ready with their equipment bags. Pretty cool deal with the cheerleaders lining the parking lot at Fran Risch Stadium as the bus is headed out onto Wellsian Way. Got a police escort. Kind of a big deal, these Richland Bombers. And look at the fans out on Wellsian Way, wishing him well. Bombers will receive to start things out. Travis Yako kicking off for the Storm. Short kick bounces at the 16, fielded on the hop by Gavin Brasker, spins away from a tackle, and he's got room to the near side. Brasker across the 50. Brasker one man to beat, and he gets pushed out at the 35-yard line. Gavin Brasker, easily the fastest guy on this Bomber squad, and boy, he is a kamikaze when he tries to return kicks. Looks like we have a flag on the field. And a hold against the Bombers from the spot. Going to back them up 10 yards. So they'll actually get the ball, looks like, at the 45. Stanfield needs just 80 yards to reach the 1,000-yard mark on the season. He gets the pitch, and he takes it into Skyview territory for Richland first down, tackled by Javon Sewell.
Duckett, one of the top players out of the Skyview Conference, the Greater St. Helens League.
Again to Stanfield. Turns the corner. Got tripped up, but still able to carry himself forward for a 4-yard pickup. Bring up second down and 6. Stanfield up the middle. Big hole. And he's going to go the distance. Ben Stanfield, 37-yard run. And the Bombers strike first. It's 6-0.
What a powerful run from Ben Stanfield. Straight give right through the wickets, and he is gone. Nobody touches him on his way into the end zone. What a start for Richland.
Got to give a little props to that offensive line, too, because it was like the Red Sea parting, and he just took off like a dart. Extra point by Adam Weisenfeld, splits the uprights to make it 7-0. Richland taking the early lead here in the 4A semifinals. They've both been red hot. 3 yards on that first carry from McCary. Play action. Stevens wide open. Chapman makes the catch and breaks loose. Chapman still going up the middle. Chapman across the 30. Inside the 20 of Skyview. First big throw of the football game by Paxton Stevens. And it's a strike to his favorite target, Alex Chapman.
Take another look at this play. What a throw from Stevens. And then Chapman breaking all sorts of tackles as he gets downfield, picks up a block. And once again, the Richland offense is cooking.
Well, that's the reason why Alex Chapman was named a first-team All-MCC wide receiver. Big plays like that. Go back to McCary on first down. Across the 10, inside the 5, pushed out at the 4. And this Bomber offense is firing on all cylinders here in the first quarter. Two backs. Hand off to McCary. He cuts through and into the end zone for the second touchdown of the game. And it's 13-0 Richland, both running backs with scores here in the first quarter.
And as we take another look, Parker McCary off that right side again. Coach Neidhold with the play calling. Lots of trust in that right side of the offensive line. Eric Davison and Colton Michaels, they are having a day making space on that right side.
Adam Weissenfels once again splits the uprights to make it 14-0 at the 5:57 mark of the first quarter. 4 receivers for Barnum, and he's in trouble. They send the dogs, and down he goes. Brigham Whitby, Jax Lee. Jax Lee, another one of these Richland defenders that was named to the first team All Mid-Columbia Conference this week.
As we take another look, Richland bringing the house. Whitby and Lee.
Home side of the field, the stands are packed with Bomber faithful, hoping to witness the first time Richland will be able to make it back to Tacoma since 1999. Beginning of the second quarter, second down and 4 for the Bombers. Stevens going end zone wide open. Gavin Brasker, touchdown Richland. 36-yard strike. Didn't take them long to go 52 yards and get their third score. The Bombers able to answer after Skyview gets on the board.
Well, another one of Paxton Stevens' many weapons gets behind the defense. Brasker working on Green. Green unable to make up the time and get back. And another big response from the Bombers.
Adam Weissenfels with his third extra point makes it 21-7. It's back to a 2-score lead for Richland. Barnum quick out to Jeremiah Wright, and a beautiful tackle by Willie Harshaw. Boy, that's one of those things there where you've got about 2 nanoseconds to wrap up 21, or he's going to take off down the sideline. That was a beautiful tackle.
Yeah, let's take another look at this play. Harshaw fights off a block and is able to make a great open field tackle on one of Skyview's top players. Great play there from Willie Harshaw.
They really like those bubble screens to get right out in space where he can make a play with his legs, and great job by the Bomber D there. Barnum in trouble. Barnum going down. Victor Strasser says, "Remember me?" Second time Strasser's gotten in there.
And as we take another look at this, it seemed like Strasser came on the delayed blitz. Looked like a shot out of a cannon and was able to gobble up Barnum, forcing Skyview into a 3rd and 27.
4th and 32. The punt is blocked. And it's fielded by Strasser. He's brought down by the punter and quarterback Barnum at the 23-yard line. Big play on special teams. And Victor Strasser comes through again. Had a big sack on defense on that last offensive series for Skyview, and then recovering that block punt. And by the way, this Skyview line, which has been pushed around a little bit, I mean, they're one of the better lines you'll see in the state, so that just tells you how good Richland is. Stevens going deep. Brasker again, touchdown. 23 yards, second time those two have hooked up. And it's 27-7. This Bomber team is playing loose. They're starting to believe.
Paxton Stevens, another beautiful throw right in the breadbasket of Gavin Brasker. They hook up for the second time in as many drives. And the quick strike after the blocked punt. Exactly what you want to do if you're the Richland Bombers.
So credit him for holding on to the football. 3rd down and 7. Barnum in trouble. Barnum loses the football, but Skyview recovers. Ryan Hull falls on it, and that'll be 4th down. Big pressure.
Guess who brought the pressure? The Mid-Columbia Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Brigham Whitby, forces the fumble.
Get back in the football game. Barnum is intercepted by Brigham Whitby. He was looking to check it down, and Whitby read his eyes. And the big fella with the interception. Ha! He is having a game.
What a play by Mr. Whitby. The only defensive lineman to read the play correctly. He sits back, reads the eyes of Brody Barnum, and comes up with the huge interception.
First interception of the game. First turnover of the game for either team, and Richland defense had 28 interceptions through 12 games. Make it 29 now. And how about one of their linemen now with an interception? The offenses look superb. Great job running the football, and Paxton Stevens with some timely passes. Barnum gonna air it out, and it is almost intercepted by Alex Chapman. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Jeremiah Wright, and that'll do it. At the end of 2 quarters, Bombers lead by 3 scores in the WIAA 4A semifinals. It's been Paxton Stevens and Gavin Brasker getting to know each other. A couple of touchdown passes. Brasker's been a big factor. The junior receiver, big reason why they're in front. You got Blake Binns in the football game for the first time at receiver. Designed run. Paxton Stevens, a lot of room. And he's got a lot of straight line speed. If he's got a big hole, watch out. They don't run it very often, Rob, but when he takes off with a hole like that, he is a dart.
Yep, the old quarterback draw. Nice blocking up front. Gets downfield, has a nice block from Gavin Brasker, as he should, since he found him in the end zone twice in the first half.
And Skyview take advantage with 74 off the field. And a lob it up for Wright. Great defense there by Chapman. Boy, he is he's had his hands full with Jeremiah Wright and done a terrific job staying with him. 2nd and goal from the 8. Play action. Barnum will run. Barnum's in trouble. Throws it away. Almost intercepted by Chapman. He was getting chased by Jax Lee, and he threw it away, but didn't throw it away very well because Chapman almost picked that off.
As we see Barnum curl back around, looking for the corner, and in and out of the hands of Chapman, who has come up huge on this drive defensively for the Bombers.
Third down. Barnum's going to get hit. Escapes Strasser. Lobs it up. Back corner of the end zone. Out of bounds. And incomplete. Went through the hands of Jeremiah Wright. A little bit more manageable for Skyview. Barnum, quick out pass, incomplete. Looking in the end zone for Wright, and he threw it behind him. Barnum took a shot as he threw it. That's part of the reason why. And they'll turn it over on downs. A big stop. Some sort of a concussion protocol type thing, but it looks like some sort of a knee or a leg injury with his right leg. A handoff is to Ben Stanfield on first down, and he gives the Bombers a little breathing room. 20-yard run. One more score, and the Bombers can perhaps put a bow on this thing. Stevens with time, throws over the middle to Adam Weissenfels, his first catch. Weissenfels avoids a couple tacklers and takes it deep into Skyview territory. Brought down at the 36. Boy, waiting for number 7 to get his number called, and makes a beautiful catch over the middle as he does, and we just come to expect it.
How about this throw from Paxton Stevens to throw a ball like this over the middle to your receiver in stride, and then a great catch from Weisenfels. What a play.
Continue this drive on the other side of this break as we step aside here. 28-7, the score remains. Richland up by 3 scores in the WIAA 4A semifinals. Fourth quarter coming up right after this. Now, it looked like maybe Barnum's grip on that ball wasn't particularly good. Designed run for Barnum here on 2nd and 10. The ball's loose, scooped up by Weisenfels. Richland football. Weisenfels pushed out of the 25. And punching their ticket to Tacoma. Handoff to McCary. He finds a little hole to the right side. Parker McCary with a touchdown. And it's 34-7. McCary's 2nd TD of the football game. And that could be the dagger for sure.
No surprise there. They go right to the right side of that offensive line. Eric Davison with a big block. McCary easily gets over the goal line into the end zone. Another big 6 points goes up on that scoreboard for Richland.
It's been textbook for this Richland offense tonight. I mean, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they have done it in so many different ways. As Adam Weisenfels connects for his 5th extra point, and it's officially a 4-score lead for the Bombers. The fans are standing up. They're stomping their feet, Rob. They are excited.
They really are. Atmosphere has been fantastic. Today, the community rallying around this team. They look poised.
Now, this Skyview team will be back regardless. Barnum, play action. Going to heave it to the end zone into triple coverage. And it looks like it was intercepted. It was Ryan Piper, making an even 30 interceptions on the season for this Richland defense. We're going to step aside here with 7:41 to go in the 4th quarter. An update, and it's 45-21 final score. Camas knocking off Sumner earlier today. So the winner of this game will face Camas in the state championship game in Tacoma next week. 35 seconds left. 35-7 Richland. Hey, Jensen in at quarterback, and he will run it. Hey, Jensen will get a first down. Under 20 to go. The Richland fans all standing on their feet here at the Lampson Stadium. Still 14 seconds on the clock. A lot of the players are storming the field. And they'll let the clock run. It's a final, 35-7. The Richland Bombers are headed back to Tacoma for the first time since 1999. A second time's the charm. A heartbreaking loss last year in the semis to Gonzaga Prep. And this time around, they're able to punch it through. Down on the field with one of the stars of tonight's game is our very own Rob Jesselson. Rob, take it away.
Hey, Brian, we're now joined by Brigham Whitby. Brigham, what a week it's been for you. A few days ago, you're named the MCC Defensive Player of the Year. Tonight, you clinch your ticket to Tacoma for next week to play for a state title. How awesome has this been?
It's pretty freaking good. Like, everybody's like, is this really happening? We're just like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Tonight, you come out and you had a monster game, as well as the defense. What was working for you, though? Seemed like you were all over the football field.
We just looked at their game plan and how they blocked, and we just shifted me and Jax, the D tackles, and just made them occupy the guards, and so they couldn't do their read option, and just helped us out this game.
Now, we saw you leave in the second half with an injury. Are you going to be good to go next week?
Yeah, it was just repeated head and just like hurt my spine a little bit, but I'll be fine next week.
Now, I got to ask you before we let you go. You're a big man. You like to get the job done in the trenches. Tonight, you came away with an interception, though. What was that like? Was that your first of your career?
Yeah, it's first of my career. It was just, they had a lot of big, they just scored on that big screen. So it's just like, hey, that's what they've been doing. On the film we've been watching, you got to watch the screen. And they were trying to invite me outfield, and I saw it, and I just went and read it, and I got it.
The last 2 weeks, the running backs have been huge. Is that courtesy to the O-line or just everybody meshing together?
It's just everyone, not even the whole lot. It's mainly the O-line just blocking up front, but it's just a huge part in the running backs and the receivers getting their guys and just pushing and fighting every down.
Well, Camas also won tonight, so you'll be playing the Papermakers next week in Tacoma. What are you going to do to get ready between now and then?
Just get ready like there's no tomorrow.
Awesome. Brigham Whitby, thanks very much. Congratulations. So the Richland Bombers are headed to the Tacoma Dome. We're going to try and grab Coach Neidhold, but before we do, I'm going to send it back to you, Brian.
No worries, Rob. It's a madhouse down there. A lot of celebrating. There you see Paxton Stevens hugging fans and friends and really thrilled. What a great game. He had some stats for you. Stevens, 6 of 11, 160 yards passing, and a couple of touchdown bombs to none other than Gavin Brasker. Ben Stanfield, 17 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown, and his ability, along with Parker McCary, to run the football effectively, a big reason why the Bombers were victorious. Let's go down to Paxton Stevens.
Paxton, another huge game for you and this offense. What was working tonight? Another 35 points put up on the board against a very good Skyview team.
You know, we're just confident in ourselves. We did great, both sides of the ball. I mean, it's just as easy as counting bodies, And they gave us the passing game sometimes, and I just trusted my receivers that they'd get open and they'd be the better ones, so I'm proud of them. We did a great job.
You hooked up with Gavin Brasker a few times in that first half in the end zone. He's just another weapon. What's it like just to have all these guys around you?
Oh, yeah, he's fast. He's shifty, and he's got it all, so I just trusted him. He'd get around the guys, and he's just a better player, and I'm glad to have him on my team.
I know you're real close with your head coach, Mike Neidhold. He hasn't been this deep in the playoffs in a long time, not since 1999. What's it going to be like just to be able to bring him to state next week? Yeah,
we're all excited, We're proud of our team. We worked all season, all season. We worked really hard to get where we are, and we're just going to go show them what we're made of.
Now you're a senior leader of this group. You guys are going to go out, play one more time. Granted, it's for a state title. How do you prepare for next week?
It's just another game. We're going to go out and give it our all. Work this week and study film, and we're just going to do what we do and go out and get the W, try to get the dub.
Meanwhile, how good does this one feel?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm kind of speechless, honestly. It's amazing.
Paxton, congratulations. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're going to welcome in Coach Neidhold as he gets a hug from his quarterback. Coach, let's get you in here. What is it about this team that allows you to be as good as you are? You go up against a good team week in and week out, and you just continue to roll through it.
We grab a rock and draw a line mentality. We don't care who we're playing. We just want to play. And, the important thing is we got another week out of this deal. We get to play again on Monday. We get to go over to Tacoma and finish this thing off. I want to say one thing. I got a sister, Patty, She's been our #1 fan. She's at home. She's been fighting this cancer thing. Patty, you're the inspiration of this football team. These guys played for you tonight, and I wanted you to know that. I hope you're watching.
Coach, otherwise, I got to ask you about Brigham Whitby. He's had an unbelievable week.
Yeah.
Named the MCC Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Lineman of the Year. And then tonight comes out and has a performance like he did. How good was he?
That's Brigham Whitby. That's how he plays. That's why he's a Player of the Year for our conference on the O-line, D-line. He's the heart of our team, and he plays with reckless abandon for 48 minutes. He doesn't care. He just goes and plays. It's awesome.
Offensively, your quarterback, Paxton Stevens, we just saw you give him a big old hug.
Yeah.
Seems like the offense never skips a beat.
We have a lot of ways to get the ball to a lot of different guys, and Pax is back there dealing cards, and our offensive lines kind of come together the last couple of weeks, and you got to give a credit to those guys too, and a credit to our coaches for putting this thing together and having all these plays and stuff that we run. We're just really very, very fortunate.
You've been a part of this program for a very, very long time, whether it's been an assistant coach or a head coach. How gratifying is this one for you?
It's very gratifying, for our high school, for Richland High School. These kids have worked awful hard these seniors for the last 4 years. To get back over to Tacoma is so hard to get there, #1, and we've had some luck along the way, but it's a tribute to hard work, and when you work hard and love each other, good things happen, and this is an indicator.
Now it's time to get ready for the paper makers.
Yeah, I guess we play Camas. Yeah, and they're good too. Yeah. They're really good. But you know what? We're in the same game they're in, right? That's got to say something about us, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about those guys tomorrow.
All right, you're a coach.
Something tonight.
Absolutely. Go enjoy it with your team. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck next week.
The Bombers proved to 13-0 with a 35-7 win over Skyview, and will move on to Tacoma to play for all the marbles. The 4A state championship against Camas next week at the Tacoma Dome. It has been a fun one this afternoon and this evening. Paxton Stevens and company are going to the dance.